Well, everything is okay. Okay, everything is okay. Now, Salam Habibi, how are you all? Okay, yes. Salam Habibi, how are you all? I hope you are fine. It's me, Michael Rizanda, and welcome to you on my channel, Michael Rizanda. According to title, yes, we are repeatedly roasting the Mufassil mentals. And nowadays, well, Mufassil mentals is become the anti-England. Well, now here we can say Thomas Robinson was protesting with 1 million Englander that there would be no illegal immigrants from England. And now here I am surprising that what is fundamental words about fascism in England. Okay, now I would say some points. Okay, and now here intro is okay, and now I am going to say some points about it. Well, here I have okays for it. There is 1.8 thousand views 9 hours earlier, and the title is UK will never surrender to fascism. But uh, uh, but Mufassil Islam's content was surprising that. Now let's for it.
I'm making this video for those racist.
Oh. Now here I would like to say some points. Here is some abusive words. Okay, then I am muting on it. Okay. Now here is ratings that Mufassil the mental says that I am making for those racist abusive words who think that all the migrants should leave the United Kingdom. Listen to you. Well, some abusive words. Those of us who became the British neutralization, we earn citizenship. Those South Asian from 4% of the British population, and they contribute the 6% of British economy. Okay. And now, here you can say, I would say some things. Well, now here I can understand that what is the fascism in England accordance with Mufassil fundamentals. Well, accordance with Mufassil fundamentals, you are a migrant citizen of England, and you are wasting a certain fractions of gross domestic products of England. And some native Englander told you that you are wasting the certain fractions of gross domestic products of England. But you, the migrant citizen of England, who are wasting the fractions, they they claim it that I am contributing that fraction of gross domestic products of England. Actually, they are the migrant citizens were wasting the fractions. When the migrant citizenships like Mufassil mentals can not say wasting gross domestic products, as contribution on the gross domestic products, that is fascism according with Mufassil Islam. Now here I will say the what is the examples. Okay. Well, example is set for Gal Gadot, the Israeli sociologist. She has said that, dear girlfriend Michaela, now I gonna tell you the definition of fascism in England accordance with Mufassil Islam the Mentals. Okay. Now, accordance with Mufassil Islam the Mentals, the definition of fascism of England. A woman like XYZ born in Bangladesh in 1982. School life in Dhaka, Bangladesh for 10 years. College life in Dhaka, Bangladesh for 2 years. University life in Dhaka, Bangladesh for 6 years. Being citizen of England from her age of 20 years. If you tell her that the reality that she is just wasting 12% of gross domestic product of England, that is fascism. Okay. Well, nowadays we can see that nowadays we can see what is gross domestic products of England, that is 3 trillion United States dollars. Okay. Now 1% of gross what is 1% of gross domestic products of England? That is 30 billion United States dollars. Okay. Now here we can say the migrants like Mufassil the metal are wasting almost 6% of gross domestic products of England. And what is the meaning then? The meaning is like that. The migrants like Mufassil the metals are just wasting 180 billion United States dollars of gross domestic products of England. Okay. Now here in the previous live stream, I have told that Mufassil the metals roast Mufassil the metals report a good news that Keir Starmer government recognized Palestinian terrorists. Okay. Now you can see when the migrant can consume a news as a good news, where news is that Keir Starmer governments recognized a particular terrorist organizations as a state against a Jewish community, Jewish national community, or the progressive Christian national communities. Well, then how could they are contributing 180 billion United States dollars as on the gross domestic product of England. That is impossible. I know that impossible cannot be a correct word, but 60% cases, impossible, 40% cases, impossible means not possible. But in 60% cases, impossible means I am possible. But what about the meaning of impossible? That is crystally not possible. Okay. A migrant on England who support a particular foreign terrorist organizations, how could they claim that they are contributing 180 billion United States dollars on the gross domestic product of England? That is the wokeism that here common sense is alien object. Now here we can see when a migrant on England can support Palestinian terrorist organizations, that means when she would be workers of car manufacture, she could not definitely we are sure that she could not know that how we can measure velocity by travel distance and the travel time, and how can we measure the kinetic power with the element of weight, travel distance and the travel times. Well, as travel distance, travel time, kinetic power measurement and weight, the four elements of physics in car manufacturing is physics education in car manufacturing is an alien object for the migrant on England who would support Palestinian terrorists. Then how can they say that they are contributing 180 billion United States dollars on the gross domestic products of England? Well, their calculations is crystally impossible, as we can see. Okay, it is for the points, and now, well, here we can say the passengers. Now we can talk about the passenger plane. Okay, let's talk about the passenger plane. Now, when we can talk the passenger planes, here we can see here we can see what would be the altitude and how a plane can travel 13,000 kilometers in 3 degrees, 3 minutes. Well, and what would be the kinetic power where weight of plane would be 250,000 kilograms and the travel time would be 13,000 kilometers, and the travel as a travel distance and travel time is 3 minutes. Well, what would be the kinetic power of the passenger planes? Well, the migrants on England would see the physics educations as an alien educations, because their brain is only to support Palestinian terrorists. Okay, when your brain is to support Palestinian terrorists, Well, you cannot calculate the kinetic power of a passenger plane where weight is 250 kilograms, travel distance is 13,000 kilometer, and the travel time is 3 minutes. And where physics works, you cannot understand. And now, you are migrant on England in this depths of your circumstance, and now you are claiming that you are contributing 180 billion United States dollars as a gross domestic product on the gross domestic product of England. And well, now if we cannot say that is joke, it is okay for Mufassil the mental. But now, when we can say the Mufassil Islam is joking on the points, then Mufassil Islam said that we are fascist. Well, in August 5, 2024, when Sheikh Hasina resigned from the Prime Minister designation of Bangladesh, Mufassil the mental say that our Bangladeshi movement contains a victory. But now it is September, accordance with the live stream, it is September of the calendar 2025. In 1 year, now several general Bangladeshi citizens believe that it is just a distractions. Okay. Now here Mufassil the mentals cannot know that how to contribute the fraction on the gross domestic products of England. Mufassil Islam does not know. Okay. Here I believe that is true that Mufassil Islam helped several African and South Asian men and women to be settled in England, America, and Germany. But now, what about the migrants? Because of the migrants, Mufassil Islam helped to settle in England, America, and Germany. Because of that migrants, nowadays England citizens, ordinary Englanders are frustrating, ordinary Germans are frustrating, and nowadays ordinary Americans are too frustrating that they elect Donald Trump, a Batman who laughs of the real life America, to defeat the Kamala Harris. Something is fun on that. When migrants are contributing fractions on the gross domestic products, then why we native British would frustrate on migrants? Hence, our gross domestic product would be growing. We would be grateful on the migrants. migrants are just wasting the fraction of the gross domestic products of England. Well, now here we can say the migrants like Mufassil Islam, the mentals, say we are conducting, they are contributing 180 billion United States dollars on the gross domestic products of England. But what is their mindset? Their mindset is, let's support Palestinian terrorists. And when they support Palestinian terrorists, well, it is the fine points. It is good points for Mufassil the mentals. When Keir Starmer recognize Palestinian terrorists as a state, well, that is against the actual sovereignty value of England, then Mufassil the mentals are happy. And now they're claiming that they contribute 180 billion United States dollars on the gross domestic product of England, where reality is that because of their support on Palestinian terrorists, they have no knowledge about the basic physics educations to calculate the kinetic power with the element of weight, travel distance and the travel times. Well, they are claiming is just the joke, as I believe. Okay. And now, well, here we can see. Well, now here is the points I can notify. You can see for the points. Now those of you abusive word who complained against migrants. My question to you, what is your qualifications? What are your qualification? Can you give the British to the British society? What is your contribution? Loser. You can only complain you proud of your white skin, isn't it? Okay. And now, well, here is a points that I can say some points. Okay, just for a moment. Well, now here Mufassil the mentals say about our qualification. I mean, what is our educational qualifications? Okay. Now I can say some points of that. What is our educational qualifications? Okay. Now let's see that what is our qualifications. Well, now here I can explain that in that parts that what is the fascism of England accordance with Mufassil the mentals. Okay. Here, as an example, I, an Englander white-skinned girl, my color, is manufacturing a car named Michaela Chelsea, where weight is 2 tons, velocity is 30,000 kilometer per 3 minutes, and the capability is 98%. Okay, fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of triple six multiple by 10 to the power triple six degrees Celsius. Okay. Now here we can say what is the what is the kinetic power. Okay. Now here we can say what is the kinetic power. The kinetic power is almost 29,000 megawatts. Okay. For kind information to Mufassil fundamentals, here we can say the Bangladeshi electricity production is mostly 6,000 megawatts, and the Englander girl Michaela can manufacture a car where weight is 2 tons, velocity is 13,000 kilometer per 3 minutes. Well, 13,000 kilometer per 3 minutes. Well, and here we can see third, just forward. Well, 13,000 kilometer per 3 minutes, and capability is 19%, and fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of triple six multiple by 10 to the power quantable 6 degrees Celsius. Here I can generate the car, I can manufacture the car. Who can generate the kinetic powers 29,000 megameters. Well, and now if I start manufacture this type of 1,000 cars, then the combinations of kinetic power would be 29 million megawatts. That means 29,000 gigawatts. That is 1,000 times of that is almost okay, 5,000 tons of Bangladeshi electricity productions. Well, that is our powers that I can eat. That is we white skin Englanders qualifications. Now here Mufassil Islam qualification is that she can produce a car where weight is 2 tons, velocity is 80 kilometer per hour, and fuel is petrol. Okay, still when Mufassil Islam cannot move on white skin girl Michaela's Egypt qualifications, that is fascism according with Mufassil fundamentals. Here we can see. Well, wow, my girlfriend Galgado says the same points. Okay, here she added that the kinetic weight of fuel would be 5.2 multiplied by 10 to the power negative 661 kilograms. Okay. Now white-skinned girl, Michaela, well, can establish a company where the company can manufacture a car where weight is 2 tons and velocity is 13,000 kilometer per 3 minutes. Here. Capability is 98% and the fuel is artificial solar arc reactor with the temperature of 666 multiplied by 10 to the power quadruple 6 degrees Celsius. That means my car can produce, my company can produce the car with a kinetic power of 29,000 megawatts. And the point is that now I would watch. Now I am watching for some aspirants who can be employee of my car. Well, and now here we can see that when the aspirants are supporters of Palestinian terrorists, well, I have notified that the all aspirants who supports the Palestinian terrorists and migrants cannot know that what is the basic of physics. They cannot know that how we can calculate the velocity. They cannot know that what is the definition of energy in the physics educations. And they cannot know that the calculation of kinetic energy, that is the alien education for them who support Palestinian terrorists and migrants. On the other hand, the widescreen native British aspirant who supports Israel in the conflict between Israel versus Palestinian terrorists, well, they have a better knowledge than me about the topic of the kinetic energy physics. They have a better knowledge than me that how they can calculate the necessary volume of petrol or weight of the artificial solar arc reactor as fuel of my car. They have a better knowledge than me. And most of the white-skinned British aspirants, we are have notified that they have a better knowledge that how they can produce they can manufacture as an employee. I am surprised that the white-skinned British aspirants know better than me that as an employee how they have to manufacture a car where weight is 2 tons and velocity is 72% velocity of light, and and travel from travel from London to Bangkok or London to Tokyo on airports, airplanes, or London to Shanghai by roads. They have a better knowledge than me. Well, now, when Mufassil Islam asking that what is education of white-skinned British person that they can contribute on gross domestic products on England. Now here I can tell that the gross domestic products of England is 3 trillion United States dollars. Okay. Accordance with Mufassil the Mentals, South Asian migrants provides 180 billion United States dollars contributions on gross domestic product of England. Now let me say that can be true. Okay. But 90% of gross domestic products of England has been conducted by the white skinned native Britishers. Okay. Now Mufassil the Mental does not know that what is the meaning of 90% of gross domestic product of England. That is 2.7 trillion United States dollars of England. Okay. 2 trillion 700 billion United States dollars is contributed by white skinned Englander on the gross domestic products of England. What are the Mufassil the Mentals? Why they forget it? Okay. Now here we can see okay. According to Mufassil the Mentals, we white skinned Englander can only proud of our white skin. But Mufassil the Mentals forget that here we white Britishers are contributor of 2 trillion 700 billion of United States dollars on gross domestic products of England. Then why we white Britishers cannot proud of our white skin? Now here we can say, you are looking at me on your thing, I'm a Bengali, right? Listen to your abusive word. My DNA tells me is that I am 46% European white, although I am Bengali. Okay. And now, here we can see, here is the third point. Well, now here we can see the accordance with Mufassil the Mentals definition of fascism of England. Statement is from Calcutta, Israeli sociologist. Okay. England white-skinned girl Michaela is manufacturer of a car named Michaela Chelsea, where weight is 2 ton, velocity is 13,000 kilometer per 3 minutes, capability is 98%, fuel is artificial solar arc reactor where temperature is 666 multiplied by 10 to the power quantable 6 degrees Celsius. And she know better how can measurement kinetic power of her car with the measurement element of weight, travel distance and travel time with the knowledge of Bachelor of Physics. And what about Mufassil Islam? The self-claimed of PhD in law with self-claimed of DNA of 46% white Europeans who does not even know the real definition of secularism cannot address the superior herself, the superior than Michaela. That is fascism of England, accordance with Mufassil Islam the mentals. Okay. Well, now here we can say, uh, well, now here we can see the several points. Mufassil Islam, the mentals, does not know that what is the points and what is the real definition of fascism of England. Okay, now in England, now I am going to tell you what is the fascism. The fascism is that when we conduct England government who can be anti-nationals and who the governments are destroying the gross domestic products of England, that is actually the fascism. Fascism. Well, and here second times, fascism is that, well, when the British government, I mean when the Keir Starmer British government support any Arabian terrorist organizations, for example, Taliban terrorism, Al Qaeda terrorism, ISI terrorism, and Palestinian terrorism as a state, and when the British government do not support the Israel, when the Israeli citizen is the best contributor on the tourism's gross domestic product of England. Well, Israelis are best contributor. Still, Keir Starmer government does not support Israel. That is the real fascism. Okay, but here we can say, Mufassil the mental is going to be false racist. Now, what is here we can say? Here are the points. Well, here Michael Caesar de Santa. Well, O level in science, A level in science, but my bachelor degree of science is in computer science and engineering. My master's of science is in, well, computer science engineering. Here I can generate the calculations. Here what can I have no PhD. I have mostly the master's degree of computer science and engineering. But still, here, what can I do? Well, I can develop a program that to maintain the bank system of England. Well, here we have to say that loan bank balance interest would be 10% and the loan interest would be 20%. Loan interest would be 20% and the balance interest would be 10%. Now here, what is my banking programming system? What is my program system in bank policies? Here I can program a principal multiple by double bracket 1 plus interest rate per day bracket to the power days. First bracket close. Here I can calculate that what is the capital. But what is the bank interest? Here I can program it. Well, principal multiple by double bracket of 1 plus bank interest per day, rate per day, first bracket close, enter to the power, well, days, second bracket close, enter subtract by the principal. Here that is the point that I can create, I can develop the interest calculating systems. Okay. Well, here I have I have not knowledge about programming in PhD level, but I can calculate it. Okay. But what about Mufassil the mentals? You can notify it. What about Mufassil the mentals? She claimed herself as her DNA is 46% white Europeans, and she is a PhD in law. But the actual point is, she even does not know that what is the real definition of secularism. She does not know when a real secularism would be applied on a Muslim country like Pakistan. Here our general of Pakistan would be Jewish. Oh, a general of Pakistan is president of Pakistan. It can be Muslim. Well, what is Pakistani intelligence agency? That is ISI. Hence, when the real secularism established in Pakistan, here we can see the ISI general would be Jewish. They cannot be Muslim. knowledge of Mufassil fundamentals. Well, in the topic of Operation Sindoor, well, in the topic of Operation Sindoor, Mufassil Islam claimed that India is a radical Hindu country and Pakistan is a secular Muslim country. When the reality is, in Pakistan, nobody can be Shia as the bureaucrats and army officers, army bureaucrats and governmental bureaucrats and parliamentarians of Pakistan. Well, if you are non-Muslim, like Hindu, Christian, atheist in Pakistan, just forget to have a breath in Pakistan. Well, this is the Pakistan points. And what about the radical, so-called radical Hindu country, India? Well, Muslim leaders, Sam Bahadur Maniksa, perhaps he can be Jewish or Muslim, I don't know. But probable Muslim general Sam Bahadur Maniksa defeated Pakistan and Bangladesh in 1971. Well, the nuclear successor is the nuclear successful man under Atal Bihari Vajpayee is not but APJ Abdul Kalam. APJ Abdul Kalam was elected as a president in radical Hindu political party BJP. But that is out of knowledge of Mufassil Islam. Okay. Now here we can see when that is out of knowledge, I don't know what will be going for that. Okay. And now here I will say as a programmer, I have no PhD in I have no PhD in computer science and engineering. I have only masters. But then I would write the math, ordinary mathematics, that what I can program. Okay. Now here we can see here is for that in the points. Well, I learned from white-skinned Britishers and Israelis. Well, I can tell you that what I can learn, as I am masters in computer science and engineering. Okay. Now here we can see, well, and now here is the points of as I can notify. Well, it is the PNG. Well, now here we can see for that. Okay. Well, and now here we can see Control backspace. Well, I have a control backspace and I can do as I can wish. Control, here we can see control 0. Okay, now well, white, height, skin. Now here we can see what is white skin, my color. What is skin, my color? Program. What is my color program? On banking systems. Now I can say for it. Well, now here it is just stroke problems. Well, I did not include as a strokes. Okay, nothing is problem for me. Well, okay, and now here we can see well, now here I can space or well, now here I could not show, but here because here I do not have 4 hands, I have only 2 hands. This is my limitations. I apologize. Okay. And here we can see that is my programs, main points. Well, what is P? P for principal. P for principal. R for interest percent per day. Interest percent per day. Well, here we can see N. Ends. Well, yeah. What is meaning of N? N is day. Counts. And here we can see and installments. Okay. I C. I C is for installment. Now here we can see for installment and count. Okay, here is for installment counts, but somehow here we can say some Well, as a white skin my color, uh, only masters in computer science engineering. How can I do for British economy as a banking systems? Now here we can say, first I first I see. What is first I see? That would be P multiple by, okay, power of 1. Okay, here I have to enter the multiplications. Okay, power by 1 plus r. Well, r, here we can say, and what is exponents? Exponents is n divided by 4. Well, it is okay for it. That would be okay for me. Now, second. First, second. Now here you can see for what is second RC. I see. Well, second IC is not simple. That's second I say, okay, negative by fractions of oh my Adonais. Now here you can see now here you can see for that, and 2 first first I see. Okay, now here we can see what is third I see. Well, 3, 4. What can I do? Well, I was late for 3 minutes in that case. Uh, well, last I see. I see is here we can see here we can modify myself. Well, now here we can see for this First 3. Now here I can save it. What for that? Well, just for a moment, Habibi. Well, I can white and white skin my K Michaela program dot psd. Here I can do is, well, now here is control state. Well, okay, now here is what is I white skin Michaela program on can do on British banking system. Well, here P is for principals. Would give loan, provide loan. R is for interest percent per day. N is day count. Well, as a loan payments, IC means installment for installment counts. First IC is like that. Second P multiple by bracket of power of bracket of I plus R and n divided by 4. Second installment is P multiple by bracket of power of bracket of 1 plus R and n divided by 2. Enter bracket close. Enter subtract by first installment. And the third IC's installments is P multiple by power bracket of power of bracket of 1 plus R and 3n divided by 4. Enter bracket system and enter subtract by first 2 installment, and the last installment is P multiple by power bracket of power of bracket of 1 plus R and n. Enter bracket system close. Enter subtract by the first 3 installments. Okay. Well, here we can see. Well, as a banking systems, well, Michaela, can program the banking systems where my qualification is just a Masters of Computer Science and Engineering. Well, I can program the entire installment system, that means 4 installment systems I can program. Well, but what about the Mufassil the mentals? Here, well, I would see the points. Okay. And now let's see. Most of you look whites are not even in white insides. You have received words. I am a PhD in law, and you abusive words are probably PhD in losing and complaining and in racism and in corruption and in falana dimkana, I don't know. Okay. Well, accordance with the Mufassil the mentals, here Michaela, white skin Michaela, the are probably PhD in losing, complaining, corruption, falana, dimkana. But actually, I am not PhD. I am just masters in computer science and engineering, and I can program a banking systems that how we can recover the entire loan with circle interest rate per days in a four installment. Well, here I can program it. Okay. Well, and what about our colleagues? Well, the several of our colleagues is a recovery agent. Okay, loan providing agents and recovery agents. Hence, well, they are they are bachelor in commerce. They are masters in commerce, but they can know the what is recovery agent, how recovery agency works better, and how loan providing agency works better. Huh. Okay. Well, just for wait minutes. Well, just for some moments. Well, here is my points. I am a master's in computer science engineering. I know that how banking system with interest percentage per day and with installment can be programmed. It I can know. My colleagues are bachelors in commerce and the masters in commerce. They can know that how recovery agency works and how okay how recovery agency works and well how the recover loan provider agency is working. Well, here I can know. Well, I am saying that how recovery the agencies works because I am actually Bengali, but in the stories I demonstrate myself just a white skin Michael British programmers. Okay, and now here we can see and I can program the banking system better and better. Although I do not enter the PhD in computer science and engineering, but with a master's of science knowledge, I mean with a bachelor degree knowledge, I can better understand that how banking cyber system can be established. This is my knowledge. But let's see Mufassil fundamentals. What is the educations of Mufassil fundamentals? You can see the points. Mufassil fundamentals education is just a PhD in law. Okay. Mufassil fundamentals education is PhD in law. But now here we can say when what is her contribution on England? Okay. Here, Bangladeshi women are accused a culprit of atom teasing on a victim. And who is the victim? The victim is Englander man. Okay. Then, accordance with PhD of law of Mufassil fundamentals, what is the verdict? Verdict would be accused Bangladeshi women would be Dekusul Khalas and victim Englander boy would be sentenced of 4 years imprisonment, while the boy is victim and the girl is culprit. Here's funds. Here is that is the PhD in law of Mufassil fundamentals. Okay. Now the second points of it. Okay. Not for seconds. Well, here we can say Mufassil fundamentals filed a genocide case against Benjamin Netanyahu, the Honorable Prime Minister of Israel. While reality is that Palestinian terrorists are the real culprit of genocide. Okay. In the conflict between Israel and Iran, Mufassil Islam is the prosecutor, where her client is Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of Islamic Iran. And what she prosecuted against Benjamin Netanyahu, the Honorable Prime Minister of Israel. Okay. We know in the conflict, genocider is Ali Khamenei. Islamic Iran is the threat for the national threat for the world. But still, just Ali Khamenei is enemy of Benjamin Netanyahu. Mufassil the prosecutor of client Ali Khamenei, accused against Benjamin Netanyahu. Okay, that is PhD in law of Mufassil Islam fundamentals. Okay. Now here is what is the sample of Mufassil Islam's PhD in law. But nowadays, when I have notified the Operation Sindhu, Mufassil Mufassil Islam does not even know that what is sovereignty value, what is Wokism, what is economical anti-nationalism, And what is secularism? This is out of the knowledge of Mufassil fundamentals. While these are the basic knowledge of class 3 sociology. Okay. Well, I don't do not know about law. I do not know about journalism, but I can know the what is the real definitions of secularism in the Muslim country. What is the economical anti-nationalism for a country? I know because well, I studied this in third standard sociology. Oh my Adonai. Mufassil the mental does not know what is third standard, what is seventh standard. Mufassil the mental cannot know. It is out of knowledge. This English is out of knowledge of Mufassil the mental. Okay. Real definition of secularism, real definition of economical anti-nationalism for a country is the basic knowledge of class 3 sociology. Okay. But irony is that Mufassil the mental does not know this level of class 3 sociology, and she considered herself as a PhD in law, and that is the significant negativity, and that is a significant irony. But I want a white skin my color. My master's degree stream is computer science and engineering. I did not study in a PhD, but still the bachelor degree with a bachelor degree knowledge, I can properly say the banking system where we can provide loan as a principal, we can recover the principal with circle interest percentage per day, rate per day, and here we can provide and we can recover the loan in 4 installments. Here every cyber system I can program clearly. Here. That is the knowledge. And here, I am proud that I am students of Bachelor of Science in Computer Science Engineering, and I am proud that I am a white-skinned woman who can be Masters of Science in Computer Science and Engineering. But what about Mufassil the mental? She proclaimed that her DNA is for 46% white Europeans. But what is reality? Present facial is now more than Africans. Okay? It is face shaming. I cannot judge because I wear hijab and niqab. Well, She proclaimed that she is a PhD in law and her DNA is 46% white European. But what is Mufassil Islam's knowledge, intellectuality? That is 100% Kenyan or Sudanese or Somalian. 100% Kenyan, 100% Sudanese and 100% Somalian. As I can know. Well, because Mufassil Islam cannot contain the basic knowledge of class 3 sociology, and she considered herself as a PhD in law, and that is the joke. And that is the joke. Okay, here I can notify myself that what is the points. Now these times it is the frustration points for me day by day. Okay, and now I am being depressed, and I probably apologize because here we can see the Mufassil the mentals who has no knowledge on the basic class 3 sociology considered herself as a PhD in law. Well, and when we white-skinned Britishers are criticizing the migrants like Mufassil the mentals, then we are fascist. And now this is the points this is the ironical points I have report on in front of you. Okay? See you then. Khuda Hafiz. Love you.